It's 7-Eleven. Motivational coach Frank Santora has done extensive speaking for companies like IBM, Amway, Century 21, just to name a few. But there's something more. He's also the pastor of Faith Church in New Milford and an author. In his new book, Turn It Around, A Different Direction for a New Life, Santora tells readers that they can still find purpose and meaning in their life. Now, despite what may seem like insurmountable odds, Frank is going to give you, and challenges, Frank, of course, is going to give you advice on how you can overcome this. Frank, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
First, you're a motivational coach and also a spiritual coach. What is the difference?
I think they're pretty similar. The only thing is that when we do the spiritual coaching, we focus more on what God can do for your life.
Right.
And then when we do the motivational coaching, just general principles that work for anybody.
Well, let's talk about the book. What motivated you, to use the catchphrase here, to sit down and write a book that takes a lot of thought, takes a lot of work?
You know, everybody needs to turn their life in a different direction, especially at the new year. 2012 is here. Everybody wants to see their life go in a different trajectory. And so it's a great book for anybody who's just looking to fulfill some of those New Year's resolutions and get their life turned in the right direction.
Now, in your book, Turn It Around, you write a lot about positive thinking. And obviously, being a reporter, I deal a lot with the issues, especially the economy, jobless rate. People can't find a job. What does positive thinking have to do with turning your life around, not just in a job sense, but in any sense?
Well, I think that as we think, so we become. You know, our mind was programmed to actually accomplish the things that we think about. And so if you think about something long enough, you'll think yourself actually into doing it. So It's a great tool for anybody to use. And I think we've all experienced that in life. You know, the little engine that could. I think I can, and he did.
We have some motivating tips for the new year that we want to talk about, but first, what's the common denominator when we talk about resolutions and making that change, that positive step forward?
I think that you really, really have to want to, and then you have to put some action behind it. You can't just wish it. Wishful thinking doesn't make things happen. You have to have some practical tips that can actually make it happen, some things that you can translate from your thoughts into your actions, and the great thing about that is your thoughts and your actions are always connected, and so if you think about it, you'll do it.
Well, let's talk about some of those tips. What is smart talk?
Smart talk is just using your words as a steering wheel. You know, our lives follow our mouths. Right. And, you know, so if we can just harness the power of our talk, we can get our lives moving in the right direction. And what smart talk stands for is basically, number one, you want to speak the end from the beginning.
Right.
Don't focus on where you are now or what's happening in your life now. Focus on where you want to go and begin to talk as if it's already happened in your life, because where the focus goes, the power flows. And then M stands for make a mental picture of it. You know, if you want to lose weight, get a picture of what you want to look like, put it on your mirror, put it on your, your bedroom dresser, and begin to look at that thing, because if you can see it, you can be it. And then A basically means to affirm it. You know, don't just say it once, say it all the time. Speak about it all the time. Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile. When everybody was learning that he wanted to do this, they said he was crazy.
Right.
So he went around telling everybody, I'm going to do it in less than 4 minutes. He even got a lightweight pair of shoes that was just really, really light, never made like that before. And the doctor said, how long are you going to need them for? He said, less than 4 minutes. You've got to affirm what you want. And then R, you've got to respond to negatives with positives. Whenever you're trying to go to a new level, turn your life around, what will happen is people will always try to talk you out of it. You can't let their word be the last word. You've got to respond to that with something that's positive to program your mind to continue to think that way, so you'll stay with it. And then the last thing, T, stands for talk to yourself. The most powerful voice in our lives is our own voice. We can talk ourselves into anything. Sort of like the guy that was walking down the street. They said, why are you talking to yourself? He said, I like to talk to intelligent people. We need to talk to ourselves, because that voice is the voice that we'll listen to. And so if we use smart talk, what will happen is we'll actually see our lives going in the direction of our words.
What is that bridge? How do you find that bridge? Because we can all stand in front of the mirror and say, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to get a new job, I'm going to go volunteer. But then we sit back in our chair and I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. How do you make that bridge? How do you cross that bridge to make the words match the actions?
I think you have to be consistent with it. You know, nothing ever changes by just trying it once and, you know, just kind of doing it half-hearted. You've got to really be consistent with it. And so you've got a purpose in your heart. When I wanted to lose weight, I used to be 60 pounds more than I am right now. I started realizing that my mouth was dictating, in a literal sense and a figurative sense, where I was going. I'd say things like, I'm big bone. stoned, and, you know, I was just meant to be this way. And all of a sudden, I got arrested. I said, you know, I got to change that talk. And I began to change that talk on a daily basis. Every morning I would wake up and I'd say, you know what, I have control over what I eat. Food doesn't master me. And I said that every single day, sometimes 10 times a day, until I was able to master the weight. And so what you really have to do is you really have to purpose to do it, be intentional about it, and then just practice it every single day.
Okay, Frank Santora, Turn It Around, his new book. Of course, wow, now see, I'm ready to get going. Steve, are you ready to, you feel motivated right now? Motivated to do the weather, certainly.
I'm going to go put my running shoes on today.